Let's move on to India now, where a new policy on armed forces is in the middle of a major stir. Protests have broke out across the country, and most intense have been seen in states like Uttar Pradesh, Telangana and Bihar. Over 350 trains have been cancelled this weekend. The railways have suffered massive losses during the protests. At least one person has also died due to the violence. It is important to note here that this new rule is for all three armed forces, air, naval and ground. In the latest, the Air Force has released a new recruitment plan, just underlying government's plans like the eligibility criteria, selection process and benefits. So let's tell you about the new plan. First, the name, Agnipath, translates to the path of fire. Under this scheme, 45,000 youngsters will be inducted into the armed forces every year. They will serve for a maximum period of 4 years. The government has backed its decision by saying that it aims to transform the Indian Defence Forces and keep the young forces or the forces young. But experts say it is a way to duck the burden of pensions. This will be eligible from the age of 17 and a half to 23 years. These recruits will be called Agniveers. They will undergo a 6-month training and paid around 40,000 rupees. That's $512 a month. They will also get allowances like medical and insurance cover. And after 4 years, 10% of these recruits will be definitely retained. At most, 25% can be allowed to continue. The rest will have to exit the services with no pension or gratuity. They will get an exit package of a little over $15,000. This scheme will be used to recruit soldiers and not officers. From Defence Minister to service chiefs, the protests are keeping everyone on their toes. The officials are meeting regularly to quell the unrest. One has to point out that this scheme will reduce the burden of pensions. You see, India has the world's second largest standing defence force. There are some 1.4 million personnel on active duty. All of these people retire with a pension. As of 2020, India had more than 3.2 million defence pensioners. Every year, this number goes up by 55,000. India's defence budget is $66.7 billion US, and pension alone accounts for 23% of that budget. India is a country of 1.4 billion, and a lot of these people value stability over competitive salaries. They want a job that promises stability, retirement benefits and pensions. Until last week, a job with the armed forces ticked all of these boxes. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.